It may seem like a giant leap from snowmobiles to jet aircraft, but it's just part of the history of Bombardier, a global transportation company with a presence in more than 60 countries on 5 continents as a world leader in both aerospace and rail transportation. We've invited Bombardier to be on Green Magazine television because Bombardier Aerospace is at the forefront of an industry-wide effort to address the need for more sustainable air travel.
Aircraft have helped to make our world into a global village. They enable global mobility, connect cultures, and fuel economic and social progress. It would be hard to imagine a world without the speed and convenience of air travel. Like all hydrocarbon-based fuel-powered devices, aircraft release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Even though civil aviation generates only 2% of the world's CO2 emissions, according to the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the aviation industry recognizes that this issue requires its full attention.
The aviation industry is the only industry that has clear targets and goals up to 2050 to reduce its CO2 emissions, and that plan was presented to governments at ICAO, the International Civil Aviation Organization, and also at climate change conferences last year in Copenhagen and this year in Cancun, Mexico.
Although the aviation community has an excellent environmental record, it is resolved to do more. All aviation stakeholders have committed to an aggressive carbon emissions reduction program that includes the following specific targets: carbon neutral growth by 2020, an improvement in fuel efficiency of an average of 2% per year from today until 2020, and a reduction in total CO2 emissions by 50% by 2050 compared to 2005.
The aviation industry will achieve these goals through expected advances in 4 areas: technology, operational and infrastructure improvements, alternative fuels, and market-based measures. We, Bombardier, as an aircraft manufacturer, can contribute toward the industry goals by bringing to market the most fuel-efficient aircraft that will incorporate the greenest technologies, which means using lighter materials, improved aerodynamics, and using the most fuel-efficient engines.
The aviation markets demand efficiency. Manufacturers, including Bombardier, are committed to use innovative technologies that allow for more efficient operations, which will produce aircraft built in 2050 that will be 45% more fuel efficient than ones built in 2005.
The C-Series is a clear example of what Bombardier is doing to meet these objectives. Entering service in 2013, the C-Series will burn 20% less fuel and emit 20% less CO2 than the average airplane today. That's about the equivalent of 100 miles per gallon and is better than a smart car or even a hybrid car. Not only that, the C-Series will also emit 50% less nitrous oxide and be 4 times quieter than any production airplane today.
The C-Series environmental performance is achieved through the use of several cutting-edge technologies, including advanced structural materials making up 70% of the airframe and advanced aerodynamic design, featuring a numerically optimized transonic wing as well as Pratt & Whitney's pure power geared turbofan engines.
There have been just as many advances in technology for turboprop aircraft as there have been for jets. Take the Q400 as an example. It's extremely fuel efficient. It burns half as much fuel per passenger as a full carload. It's comfortably quiet too, by using the latest technology in noise and vibration suppression systems.
The aviation industry is also driving the research, development, and deployment of commercially viable, sustainable alternative aviation fuels. The industry is partnering with authorities in Europe and North America to develop, certify, and commercially implement such fuels in the next few years. Bombardier is part of these efforts as the company is expecting to fly a Q400 aircraft with a camelina oil-based fuel blend in 2012.
Beyond emissions, the aviation industry is looking at the life cycle impact of aircraft on the environment. So Bombardier is taking into account the environment at every phase of developing an aircraft, from design, manufacturing to disposal of an aircraft. For example, when we design a new aircraft, we take into account design for environment. And when we're going to manufacture our latest aircraft, like the C-Series, we now have green certified facilities.
Bombardier is also involved in aircraft parts recycling, with 60% of the current 20 to 149 fleet set to retire over the 20-year period from 2009 to 2028. The industry needs to act responsibly by recycling aircraft parts at the end of life stage. The company's support facilities in Bridgeport, West Virginia, and Tucson, Arizona, have been certified to recycle parts of its CRJ-100 and CRJ-200 regional jets.
The aviation sector's commitment to sustainable growth is evidenced by its remarkable improvement in environmental performance over the last 50 years, and Bombardier will continue to proactively reduce aviation's impact on the environment as our new aircraft, such as the C-Series, enter into service in 2013 to replace older generation aircraft.
There are not many industries that have been as proactive and that have achieved the progress the aviation industry has in the last 50 years. And their innovative technologies, fuel efficiency, and carbon neutral goals bode well for a green future in the blue skies, with Bombardier as a leader in the industry's green initiatives.
To learn more about Bombardier Aerospace and its sustainability initiatives, visit www.bombardier.com.